Pregovori oko potpisivanja trgovinskog sporazuma između Evropske unije i bloka latinoameričkih država Merkosur traju više od 25 godina. Očekivanja su da bi taj sporazum koji omogućava stvaranje zone slobodne trgovine mogao biti zaključen 20. decembra pod uslovom da većina od 27 zemalja članica Evropske unije daju zeleno svetlo na njegov potpis. U slučaju njegove ratifikacije, da li će i u kojoj meri biti ugroženi evropski farmeri, ali i zemlje kandidati za članstvo u Evropskoj uniji. Evo šta je za našu emisiju izjavila poslanica u Evropskom parlamentu i članica Odbora za poljoprivredu iz Slovačke Katarina Rot-Nevedalova, a sa njom je razgovarao naš dopisnik iz Brisela Ivan Ilić.
There is a lot of discussion about this agreement because we are now in a stage where we will be adopting the agreement in the member states and in the union in general. So the farmers, they are afraid that it may affect their life in a way that there will be more cheaper products coming from Latin America or from Mercosur countries into the European Union, and also that these products will not need to fulfill all the criteria which we have in our legislation, like the phytosanitary requirements and other things, that it will be more cheaper, more accessible for the people and will not require the standards which we need to do. We asked several times the European Commission about this, because the European Commission is the one which is dealing with this agreement and which is dealing also with this agreement responsibilities after it's in the force. So the controls mechanism which we have in the European Union, controlling the quality of the products which are coming to the EU, should be remain, which means that nobody could bring anything in the European Union, and specifically concerning the food production, which is not filling our requirements, our criteria, our standards, and especially the phytosanitary standards which we have in the EU. So there is a lot of misinformation about this in the public debate, and specifically also with the farmers. But we as parliamentarians, we requested these answers from the European Commission, and several times we were assured there will be more controls, more requirements, and everything will be in the line with the European Union law. Another thing is the import of the meat, and specifically the cow meat, or the meat coming from the Latin America, which is known for a very high quality of the meat, of the beef. Yes, we counted how much is it for the EU. The farmers are afraid that we will be flooded by the cheap meat, by higher quality standards and stuff like this. The thing is that when we counted, it's between 1.5 steak per person in the EU for a year. So it's not such a huge quantity of the meat which is coming. So there is still, again, a lot of misinformation about the EU, about this agreement between the EU farmers. Slovakia, which I represent, is supporting the Mercosur agreement, but we stand at the point that we have to require the standards which we have in the EU also to apply for the countries in the Mercosur if they want to import the food and the stuff from there to the EU. Serbia and other countries may be affected by this agreement, but also Serbia is a candidate country for the EU, so have a specific cooperation with the European Union concerning the entrance of the production from Serbia coming to the EU. So it's also a part of the issue, and plus, even when Mercosur agreement was done, the first part now, the stage when we are discussing about this agreement in the member states, it can take a longer time, because it took 25 years to agree on this. So now we cannot expect that it will be done in a couple of months. It may be even 2 years or more until everybody will adopt the position on Mercosur, and still anybody can end this discussion, because if some of the member states say no, then it's no agreement. So still there is space for discussion also with other countries, but still Serbia is a country which is a candidate country. You have a specific position also concerning the access to our market. So I don't believe that it will be affected very dramatically, because also the production which is coming from Latin America is different from those which are coming from Serbia. But the protests of the European farmers were in every country about different topic. Yes, the part of it was Mercosur, but it was mainly in the western part of the EU, where these farmers protest about Mercosur. Specifically in France, they are very much against it. But in the other countries, the protests were about different issues. Like, for example, in the eastern part of Europe, like Slovakia and Czech Republic and Poland, it was more about the Ukrainian production which is coming. Which is also, we have to compare, when we opening the doors for Mercosur, we are at the same time opening the doors for the production from Ukraine. It's also damaging the agricultural production in the EU and also for the neighboring countries like Serbia. So it's also the double effect, and it's from both sides when this is coming. So we also have to talk about the Ukrainian grains and Ukrainian production from the agriculture field, which is coming to the EU with not so many controls. So now we have a discussion about that. Slovakia is one of the countries which is blocking the decision on the new agreement with Ukraine about the agricultural products entering our market. So this is also concerning Serbia very much. So there are different issues which we have to talk about at the same time.